Hi and welcome on Flyfish Fly Tying. So today I would like to show you how to tie the UV belly Zonker baitfish. But first of all, thanks for all new subscriptions, likes, dislikes, comments. So very appreciated. Thanks so much for watching my channel. Okay, so here you see the wonderful fly, and you can use it for saltwater as well freshwater fishing. So anyway, so I use an Eric's NS122 light stinger in size 4 here, but as always use the material you have. So I'm not addictive to you need to do that or that or that. Then I have this lime colored flesh material. I have an opossum fur where I cut the Zonker stripe off, and you see I really make it very slim to the tip of the tail. And yes, for sure you need some adhesive eyes, so I use those in size 5 millimeters. And as a tying thread I use a clear mono in fine. So make your ground windings. And you do not need to be overly precise for this fly, but yeah, so do a ground winding to give the material you want potentially to tie in a good layer and a good base. So once you have done that, you take 2-3 fibers of the flesh, or in this case I use 3, because otherwise they get too short when I come to the eye of the hook. And I wind them around my hook shank to give the fly some fleshy shining if they get light reflexes, so that the fly catches the light and reflects it. Yeah, once you have winded that back, you're secured with your thread, and then the first tying step is really done, because now you need UV glue however you have it. So I start with a clear UV resin in thick, and then later on I use a thin variation, and then even later I use colored ones. So, but the thick material here, it's I prefer it here in the beginning to have a little more time to create the first part of the body. And then also later, if you prefer to tie with a thicker one, that's fine, but so I use a thinner one then. Generally, I like the thin viscosity much more, because yeah, it's easier to apply stuff like that. But anyway, sometimes you need the thick, because the thin runs too fast. And I don't know how much you know about those resins, but normally if you warm them up, they get a little thinner, and if you cool them down, so they get a little thicker. So anyway, they have a ground viscosity which is thick, thin, ultra thin, whatever. I have seen many different UV glues. So yeah, that takes some time here to build the first part of the body, the belly, because you want to have run like a belly bubble on the downside of the hook, so towards your hook tip. And you see me creating this, and you see the material, the more you take, the more it starts running around the hook shank, stuff like that. So the more it starts creating its own life. But anyway, you want to have it so rotary wise, so a vise you can rotate is very much appreciated to do flies like that. So if you don't have one, probably it gets pretty hard to tie flies with the resins. So let it run a little bit. So it's not that I overly like it here, but it looks not bad. So let it run back a little bit. So I shake a little that it gets to the sides of the hook shank as well. You want to have it more or less equally formed, which not ever happens. So Then I cure my resin with a UV light. Okay, and now you prepare to tie in the Zonker strip. Oh, sorry, I have a little cold. So spread the hair which is towards the eye of the hook back, so to say, and then make sure that your Zonker strip sits more or less in the middle, so that it not slides to one side. Secure it firmly and then do some windings under the tail, so to say, so that secures a little bit from tailing in when casting. Okay, then take 2 fibers of your flash material and tie it in as well, because this gives a little more flashy behavior of the fly. And then secure your thread, and first part is done. Okay, then fold the rest back. And secure your thread. And then tie in the hair. So you could use more hair in or less, however you like it. So hold it and then do a loop and then secure it. Make sure it sits more or less on top of the glue and that it equals on both sides. So you see me correcting here a little bit sometimes, but yeah. So then, and this is the trickiest part, cut the rest off. And honestly, I tried with razor blades with different scissors, so it's always a nightmare. But anyway, make sure you do not cut your thread. So clean up a little bit so that you get a free eye off the hook. That's also even more important because you place glue over there, or resin. So it's really important that it not can run through the fur piece to the eye of the hook. You see, I'm not very satisfied here. I have done it better and worse, but let's say this is a middle quality. Normally I would like to have a little better, but anyway, so I wanted to do the video, and yeah, it's not overly bad. Okay, then I tie in again 2 fibers of the flash, because I would like to have a flashy head as well here. And just tie it in that you can wind it around your head. Okay, so once you have done that, you can whip finish your fly. Okay, and after you have trimmed off the thread, you go and place your eyes. So as always, try to make them equally on both sides in terms of the position. Okay, and then I use the thin resin. I keep the eyes together and place a little in the middle, let it run a little through it. And then I cure it with a light. And then I do the same on the bottom side of the fly. Okay, so you can see I start building the belly of the fly, which gives the fly the name because it's a very oversized belly, but I like it somehow, so it's very fishy. And then, by the way, the idea of this fly comes not from me. So I saw a lot of pictures on Instagram. There's a German fly tyer called Holger Lachmann. So if you look to his Instagram or Facebook page, you will see a lot of those wonderful flies, and probably much better quality. I don't know, but anyway, I thought I will post a video of that. So cure with your UV light, and then I give the fly a little color. So a little more clear resin on the top of the head and over the eyes. And you see the thin one is really running fast around your fly. But by the way, you can model by rotating, so which is a nice one here. And then cure it with your resin again. And once you have done that, I give it a UV orange spot and later on a green chartreuse one. I just like to give the fly some color. So you could color everything orange if you like. So I like just giving it a little spot. I do not like too much UV enhancement in a fly, and I also do not like too much flesh in a fly. But anyway, so this is personal taste. And as I said, I tie my flies, and be flexible in coloring them or whatever you want. Use the styles you like. This is mine. Okay, and now I use a green UV. Cure it, and then I use a very, let's say ultra thin, it's like a vanish UV resin to give the last coat of the fly, so to say. This is really fast running, so be very careful in using it, because if you have like here this fur and stuff, so it runs pretty soon into the fur once you keep it 2-3 seconds too long in the direction you do not want to have it. So in my case, it would be the belly up position that it runs then into the fur. So anyway, it's really nice to help finishing the fly. Okay, and then I think we are done with the fly. Hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up, and thanks so much for watching it. Have fun tying my flies, and please subscribe if you like my videos. Thanks, bye bye.